Now, before anyone jumps in and says that, oh, did you not know that the NYPD has actually done training with the idea? Okay, let's get into it. This is a really good example of using something, referring to something that is technically true. It is true that the NYPD and other US police forces have done things, training sessions, and even had some officers, usually higher up people, visit there for training and cooperation with not really sometimes the IDF, but it's mostly Israeli police. It's taking a fact that is technically true, but using it to tell a false story. So, for example, if someone asked me about what happened in the 48 War, and I decide to go Ben Shapiro mode, and I say, well, the Arabs started a war, and then the Israelis defended themselves, and then there were some radio broadcasts by the Arabs telling all the Arabs to leave their villages to make space for the invading Arab armies to take out the Jews. And then after that, 700 and something thousand people fled their homes and became refugees. Well, nothing I've said there was false, right? The Arab radio broadcasts were real. They were real. They did say, get the fuck out of the way so we can send the army in to take the country. But that's obviously missing out a few very important variables, right? Is it the main reason people fled? No, because alongside Arab radio broadcasts from leaders that most of these people didn't really identify that closely with, there was other much more pressing variables like fear, like the fact that there was a war going on, like advancing military movements, like massacres and news of those massacres happening next door, whisper campaigns from the Haganah as well as from the Arab war. So by the same token, you can find plenty of articles talking about how Israel interacts with the American police forces and with it's mostly Israeli police, but also the IDF is involved as well, largely since the early 2000s. But people can take that to make a statement like, when the boot of the NYPD is on your neck, it's actually been laced by the IDF, right? It's a very different statement. The number of American law enforcement officials who have actually gone to Israel for training it's about 1,000 in the last 20 years. It's not that many. This largely started in the wake of 9/11 because of counterterror. American police officers or higher ups, like commissioners, would say, well, who's been dealing with terrorism, quote unquote, for the longest time that we're allies with? Well, it's Israel. So they would send police commissioners or upper officials to go and learn about counterterrorism, right? So things like working counterterror units, or things like dealing with IEDs, how to spot threats, or how to spot people who are maybe Googling dubious things to try to make bombs and things like that, or what kind of like websites to look out for. Like, that's kind of what they were mostly doing.